Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where I'm very excited today. This is going to be a fun one. We've got actress Brigitte Kali with us. So welcome, Brigitte.
What's up, guys? Hello, world.
Oh, it's so nice of you to come on the show. I'm very excited about this one.
Thank you.
I've seen you actually I love it when I'm like researching a little bit ahead of time and I can go down through the things you've been in and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I've seen that. And there was a few I knew ahead of time. Like I knew when we were emailing back and forth that I had seen you in a few different things.
Oh, so, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So our buddy Joseph kind of sent this to you to be on the show, and you were nice enough to say yes, which was awesome. I was curious, did you two meet on Bloodline?
No, I didn't even know he was on Bloodline. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was on Bloodline.
Wow.
He was good in it too, as were you.
Thank you. I don't even.
So I'm guessing. Yeah, well, he played. I can't remember the name, but he was really good at it.
Okay, I'm gonna have
to look that up. Yeah, I can't remember the character's name, but
no, we actually met. We were being like taken to set. And we both stayed at the same hotel because they kind of keep everyone in the same hotel when working, except the like main leads that are, the regulars. They have their own homes in Texas, obviously, because of the amount of time it takes. But we met driving to set, and we were in different scenes, but we were filming the same day, and we hit it off, and we just stayed in touch. And he's a cool cat.
Great guy. Yeah, he really good guy. So was that on Fear of the Walking Dead?
That was for Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's
so I met Joseph. He was in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know why, but he was there.
Okay.
and I've got a childhood friend that lives there, and he came through his yard sale, and Joseph was buying something from him. I don't know what it was. And being a good friend, my buddy set up. He said, hey, you can just take that if you'll be on my friend's podcast.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It's a good bargain.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Although, to Joseph's credit, he went ahead and paid, but he still came on the podcast.
Oh, awesome.
That was pretty good.
Good guy.
So Bridget, how did you get into the entertainment business? What made you want to be an entertainer?
Okay, so I guess this actually goes way back. I actually wanted to be a singer. I wanted to do music. Whether I sang or I played in a band, that's kind of what my focus was. And then I got into this high school that was an art school. And it was, they had a musical theater department and a theater department that kind of shared classes and teachers.
Right.
Excuse the crazy.
I hear.
Yeah, it's a really lively town, okay? And the world is falling apart.
As long as they're not coming to the door, it's okay.
Yes, at least, yeah. So then as I was doing musical theater more and more, I felt like I started kind of like leaning towards more like theater classes, and I wanted to just know more about, playwrights and be more with the straight theater kids. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of feel like I belong here a little more, even though I still did the musicals and everything. It just felt, I think I wanted to get grimier with the material, and I was like, let's dive into this. And so when I finished my high school, I continued in the theater department. I went off and did it in college, but then I kind of started getting into advertising. Everyone's always like, what are you doing with your life? You can't just be an actress. And I'm like, but I'm making money. And everyone's like, well, but nobody cares. Your family wants to be proud of you. Do something, do something real, Brigitte. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get a degree in advertising. But then I started working a lot, and then nobody could tell me, hey,
that's right.
Stop dreaming. And I started working a lot in the voiceover world. And I was like, oh, wow, I really like doing voiceover. Maybe this is more my calling. And I kind of just bounced around. I came to LA for a few meetings, and originally I thought I really wanted to do like mocap video game kind of stuff mainly.
Yeah, right.
And of course, develop my acting career. But then, life kind of takes you on its own journey. And I started booking indies and like doing different things. I got into the Star Wars world, which was like, that's a crazy story because
That's amazing.
I didn't even know I was auditioning for Star Wars. I just went in for the callback, and I met Dave, and Dave was just a super cool guy. I wasn't in that world, so I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
What they have you read for?
They had me read for the sides that he created for Trace and Rafa, for the sisters. Yeah. But I read with Ahsoka, and I didn't know Ashley Eckstein, who's she's actually Ahsoka.
Right.
I had no idea who she was, so I'm like, who is this girl? Hey, she's pretty good. I like her. We vibe. All right, cool. I think that was a fun callback. And I finished and I left. And next thing you know, and they still wouldn't tell me what it was until like I was literally like, I had to sign so many NDAs. And
oh, I'm sure.
I was like, what is the big deal with everyone? What is happening here? You know,
even have you figured it out?
But eventually, yeah. Then I knew months later, I'm like, oh, that's why Disney's involved. Oh, okay, it all makes sense now. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how, I don't know if I even answered your question. That's kind of how it all happened. It just happened, you know?
Yeah, no, that's actually really interesting. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer the live acting, or do you prefer voiceovers?
So I just did a film that's a horror. It's like a folk horror film, which is a really random genre, but it forced me into doing a lot of physical movement, right?
Yeah.
So it was all very choreographed, because we were dealing with just eye lines to make it seem like we were looking at something, you know, all this imagination work. And I loved it. And I really want to do, I hope I'm given the opportunity, God willing, of doing more of that kind of work. I love imagination work. I think that's what actors really are supposed to do. Like, we're supposed to imagine these situations and then fully immerse ourselves in them. And I think it's so cool when you don't have anything there and you somehow believe it, and others believe it too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And so then you're in it and everyone can follow you along, you know? So I hope I'm able to do more of that. I don't have a specific preference. Anytime I work, it's joyful, especially if it's with awesome people, which I would say 99% of the time it is. Sometimes you get people that are a little bit more specific, or you know, they just don't vibe you. People sometimes aren't gonna like.
That's right. You're not gonna get along with everybody.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, sometimes I'll have like a callback or something, and everyone will be like, "Oh, hey, Bridget, how you doing? Okay, we're gonna start this scene. Blah 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 blah. Great, let's start." You do your take, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, let's move along to the next scene." And you're like, "Oh wow, they didn't like that." Okay.
There's no time for small talk.
Yeah, we're not moving along. They don't want to know where I'm from. Okay, got it, buddy. So you know, it happens. But
was your physical activity, was it mostly running for your life, or were you actually kicking some butt?
You know, there was a lot of that. I'm always running for your life. No, but I was kicking butt. Yeah, and I had
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I just felt like there was something there for me that I need to explore more. Yeah. That's why I would love to do more action stuff, and I would love to do more video game work. I think it'd be fun to dive into that.
Yeah. Did you have to do any training ahead of time for the movie?
You know, it was crazy. So they had offered the role to a few like bigger names, and I think they had somebody that what I hear through the grapevine, because nobody ever just tells you the truth.
No, of course not.
I'm like, just tell me the truth. I'm not that sensitive. So the person that they had cast, I think last minute pulled out.
Right.
Or something happened contractually. I don't know. And so they had to cast their lead like two weeks before starting their shoot. And so I came in. I had no idea how demanding the role would be. For some reason, I read the script and I thought, oh, that's really attainable. It's very simple. And then I got on set and I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? I mean, like crazy stuff. Like, why did I say yes to this? But then I was like, okay, this is a challenge and I like it. and I like that I have to get to this mark and run, and I love
Oh yeah.
I love all this stuff. And then I really enjoyed it. I felt a bit abused, mentally, emotionally, physically, but it was, it was by choice. I couldn't really
What was the name of the
explain.
movie?
It's called The Old Ways, and it's
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Scary.
Yes, it's scary. It's scary. It's
Is it
not,
out?
it's not out yet, but it will be out in a big streaming service. I'm not allowed to say who,
No.
why, all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You got to come back to tell us more when you can.
Yeah.
But is it coming out this year, or do we have?
It is coming out this year. They told me I could say mid-year it should be out.
Okay.
So
right,
that'll
now
be
we
cool.
have song. Yeah, the trailer looks really good.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, Overall, it was just like, whoa, I can't believe I got into this.
When you were back in the bands, were you in, was it school band, or were you in like your own band?
No, I had my own band with my friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So were you the singer? Did you play an instrument?
I was a singer. Yeah, I sang and I played keys.
Nice.
And, we did it for fun. It was, but we started like booking shows, and then I just kind of, what happened? I will be honest. I fell in love. And I got really sidetracked. And
that's what happens.
I know. And then I was like, I'm here like, I kind of despise this person. You've taken me away from my other love. No, but then I just found that I was, really working a lot, and I just started canceling band rehearsal, and hey guys, can we meet up tomorrow? And next thing you know, it just falls so far behind.
That's easy to do, especially when you're younger. It happens.
Oh yeah.
Things come at you fast.
Yes.
What was the name of the band?
It was Black Octopus. So silly,
it.
right? Because we wanted a name that was English and Spanish. So it was Black Octopus, Pulpo Negro, and it was just like, it sounded really cool in Spanish. We were like, Black Octopus. And then we said,
say it in Spanish again.
Pulpo Negro. Pulpo Negro was like, oh, damn.
Cool. Yeah,
so then we were
cool.
like, what if we're the Great Society? And we had this like vision of like changing people through our music. We were like, oh, we have to be like the beat, every band's desire, like the Beatles.
Of course.
Who doesn't want to be the Beatles? Some people don't know who the Beatles are, like in Generation Z. Isn't
that scary?
I am horrified that people don't know the best band in the world. I mean,
yeah, I know. I grew up with it. My mother was just a huge Beatles fan. So Beatles and Elvis. I had people in the family that loved Elvis, and people loved the Beatles, but I kind of grew up with that. But you're right. There's a lot of people out there that would have no idea, which is terrifying.
It's horrible. But anyway,
we're getting old.
I mean, I refuse to get old, but I just feel like everyone around me is living a lie. So not me, everyone around me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's them. It's not us.
Yeah, it's not us. Oh man.
Do you still do any theater?
So I don't. Well, right now,
It's a little tough right now.
It's a little rough. But I have my acting coach, who's an incredible woman, Marjorie Valentine. We do a lot of plays in her class, and a lot of excerpts, like scenes from plays. Yeah. So it makes me feel like I'm still in the theater world. But yeah, there's nothing like putting on a play. I mean, it's great. It's so much fun, and getting an audience.
How did you survive this last year and not like release an album or something? Isn't that what you're supposed to do in solitude?
Right. I actually worked. You're supposed to get depressed and play your guitar. No, I actually worked. I had, there's this thing called Source Connect that a lot of voiceover artists use. And so that's what I've been using for sessions. And I was able to maintain a career, a whole life, despite a lot of places shutting down and companies not wanting to have their actors in the studio. And I upgraded my mic. I have a really cool mic now. I was like, okay, well, I got to take action.
That's awesome. That's a really good way to do it. And voiceover work, especially, I mean, you can do that remotely if you have a good setup.
Oh yeah.
Because they can put everything else that they need into the scene as long as they've got a good recording.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The sound is important. You have to have a very quiet room. So I got all the foam, and I bought a new mic. I had a good mic, but I upgraded my mic, which is awesome.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. What was your first role?
My first role. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I remember. You mean like when I started acting?
Yeah,
like,
when you started acting, what was your first paid
or like
gig?
my first a Burn Notice. No, I'm sorry, not Burn Notice. The Glades. I played, I think my name was Tina in it.
It was Tina. I have seen that.
Yes.
That was one of them I knew you from, was the Glades.
Wow. So yes, the Glades. That was like I'm like, whoa, I'm in American TV. This is crazy. Mom, I did it. But not really. That was like just the beginning of like figuring out the process,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I've seen you in the Glades. I saw you in Bloodline. I loved Bloodline. It was such a great cast.
Oh my gosh, such a good show.
Yeah, you were so good in that. And the what was there? Oh, Baby Driver, maybe?
Oh, Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
My baby. Don't take my baby. I know. They were like, that was such an exhausting shoot because they kept asking for more. So Edgar was like, can we do that take another 40 times? Basically. You sob every time. I'm like, yeah, of course, sure, it sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of crying.
I bet it wore. Yeah, by the end of the day, you're probably exhausted.
I felt like I got run over by about 5 buses, not 1. 5. Yeah, it was a blast.
And you spent some time as a VJ for Billboard MTV.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of hosting. That was kind of like one of my main gigs. And I would do it in English and Spanish. I did it for Billboard Latino, which was in Spanish, and then I did it for MTV Tres, which was a bilingual channel.
Right.
It was originally focused on kind of like, the millennial community, that some of them were kind of like from Hispanic families, but
Right.
they didn't have, they didn't really, like, they liked the Latin music, but they weren't as Latino because they didn't really speak Spanish that much.
Right.
So they would fuse it. And that's what the show was about. And I did that show for, I think, like 3 or 4 years. And then that was a wrap because something happened with Viacom. But
right.
Yeah,
when it's bilingual, do you just slip in and out of the different languages? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Do you speak any other language?
I don't. I wish.
Well, two's pretty good.
It's pretty good, except the language in my mind, who nobody can really understand, not even me. So yeah.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Did were the countdowns the same for each show, and you just had to do them?
No, every countdown was different depending.
It was different. So like when you were doing the bilingual show compared to the Spanish show.
No, we did one show with Latin and
so you did them both. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I miss the days of MTV when they were just video.
Were great, right? It was cool.
When it was just music.
Yes, I know. And you could just watch music videos and like clean your house with the music videos in the background,
It has strayed well away from that since the early days.
Because now people make their own music videos all the time,
Yeah, that's truth. It's crazy, the technology now, because that's why you're seeing people get famous just on their own. They're just putting stuff out on YouTube or musically they're putting some things out there on iTunes, and if they're good, they're good. People are finding them. Yeah.
It also creates, I think, a lot of like empty desires for fame. Like I think that people in many ways have strayed away from the love for what you do and have kind of shifted towards, I just want to be famous, and it's like that. I feel like that's kind of where we've hit a wall where it's like, well, before, you listen to albums of like, I was listening to, did you see the Bee Gees documentary by chance on HBO?
No, but I'm going to watch it. I love the Bee Gees. Huge Bee Gees fan.
I I always liked them, and I never knew their range. You know, I only thought that they were like disco, and then I found out all this history.
Yeah,
To
I hear
love
that
somebody,
documentary is awesome.
it is my, like, I mean, I sobbed. I was there literally like at the end. I'm like, Barry gets it. He gets
Barry
it.
gets it.
He gets the meaning of life. I mean, I wish I don't even know. It's just such a beautiful documentary. Please watch it. You're gonna be
No, I'll watch it. It's on my list. Yeah, I'm a big Bee Gees fan. Oh, I even like the brother Andy Gibb.
Oh yeah.
In the group, I thought he was really. I don't know. You're probably not old enough to remember Solid Gold, but he was.
I don't.
Yeah, so they had a show that was like a countdown show but it was on prime time, like Saturday night or something. And Andy Gibb and Dionne Warwick were the announcers, and then they would count down the songs of the week, and some of the groups, for a couple of them, would come and play live. And then they had this group called Solid Gold Dancers. You'll have to look this up.
I'm gonna.
It would just be like dancers dressed up in gold costumes interpreting the music.
Wow.
I'll say that. It was very 80s. Yeah, you should.
Very cool, though.
Yeah, you should check that out.
Right? The youngest brother?
He's the youngest, yeah.
After. Yeah. They produced it. I remember that now. Cool.
So I watched this. So I was doing my research before I talked to you, and I watched this thing online where it was like a really uncomfortable audition, right? So, and I thought it was real. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, what is wrong with this woman that's auditioning? But you were in it, but I guess it was like a web series or a short.
Oh, that's my friend's. Yeah, she's actually my neighbor, and she does all these random videos.
It was funny.
Yeah, she's super, super funny. Her name's Haley. Yeah.
Haley. Yeah. So you were just doing, like a normal audition type of thing, just kind of the straight person in the thing.
Yeah.
And she is just becoming more and more annoying as the audition goes. Oh my gosh, it was so uncomfortable. And I'm watching it, and I kept thinking, why did they put this? Why did they record this and put this on? Because I thought it was real.
We're always like, all right, Haley, what do you want to do? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
It was funny.
What you do for friends. We did another one together that we actually wrote, and we set up all the action shots ourselves. It's called Love in the Time of Cholula. We did this when quarantine started, and we're like, let's just write a dumb movie for fun. And we put it in this festival, and we did well. It was about one of my chihuahuas. I got 2 chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Tarantino style. It's shot kind of Tarantino style. And the whole thing is that she's taken my chihuahua, and I want my chihuahua back. And we have this whole battle with like fruits and,
awesome.
and grocery. It's so stupid, but it's so much. It was fun.
Yeah, that's fun. I would watch that.
Yes,
They're
Love in the Time of Cholula.
I'll find it.
Cool.
So, did you have a part in the new Pixar movie, The Soul?
So I do this thing called ADR, where they pick a group of people to do additional voices or voices you hear in the background. So yeah, I did work with them. I just did additional voices. It's to fill the movie. So any scene you see where the person walks into a cafe or they're walking down the street, all the additional dialogue is improvised. And that was my contribution to the film. But no, not an official like.
Yeah, that's kind of neat though. So
yeah,
now that you've done a little bit there, and you've done the Clone Wars. I mean, you're in with Disney.
Oh yeah, right. I hope so.
You know how that works. I mean, next thing you know, you're going to have like a kids show.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. I'd love that.
You're like a Disney kid now. Once you're in, you're in.
I'm like a Disney grown kid. Like, is there even some category? Disney grown kid. It'd be so cool to be on WandaVision. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
Oh my gosh. Have you been watching?
I binged the 4 episodes that they have. I was like,
the fourth episode moved it along a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because it put it in current time, you know.
You need him you could totally be a Marvel character. Let's get you in there.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. Yeah, that'd be
There's
really
your
cool.
Action.
That's right. Everyone. Nobody knows what to expect.
Once you did Clone Wars, did that change things? Did people start recognizing you more from that? I know because it's voice work, it's a little more difficult.
Yeah, so I feel like I got a few people like committed fans and friends that like follow me now, and they like constantly check in like what I'm doing. I feel like they're very loyal fans. I just think it was a little bit hard because we didn't have Comic-Con, we didn't have any of the big events that really allow people to put a face to the character. Right. So that kind of that was a bit halting, I think, to the development of my relationship with fans. Yeah.
That all changes after this interview hits. So get ready.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Your face is out there now.
Hello, world. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I feel like it definitely was a stepping stone. The same thing kind of happened after I did Overwatch, which is a pretty big video game. I wasn't in the video game itself, but they have these like really beautiful shorts that they make between levels, I guess. And I was one of the voices for this short called Hero that did amazing. I played Alejandra, and I felt like that was kind of like another stepping stone. So it feels like I'm like taking little steps and little steps and little steps, and eventually I have no idea where I'll land, but I hope it's somewhere fun. You know?
It'll be somewhere fun. Those video games are really neat because they're different from when I was growing up. Now they tell a whole story. It's almost like you're watching a TV show or a movie.
Yep. Yeah. I'm convinced it's the future of storytelling because it's more immersive. And they're going to have all these like 3D things where I think you'll be able to step into a room and see like all angles, which you can't do that in movies. So I think that's going to be really cool.
That's that's really neat. And you did, and Brett has played Overwatch. He definitely said to make sure you knew that you were.
Oh, awesome! Thanks, Brett. Thanks,
brother. He knew. And you did some work on on one of the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, that was another ADR kind of thing, but that one was more specific. Like we had specific neighborhoods we were in, and like specific groups. I guess they kind of grouped us, but that was also working with the same ADR team that I've worked with.
Yeah, that's kind of neat though. I love the background stuff, and that's I've heard of additional voices. You see that once in a while, but I didn't know what that was. That's really interesting. I could totally be an additional voice.
Man, if you're in LA and I ever had to cast one, why not?
Why not? I'm sure they need a West Virginia accent. That's what they're missing.
They do. Yeah, they make us do like different accents depending what group you're in.
I can only do one. This is it.
You're a bit limited. I'm sorry, Michael.
My range is it's very, very limited.
You got to really work on that German accent, that Italian accent, Yeah,
I got
range
nothing.
Here.
I got nothing. I did in the 5th grade. I was the second mate for Babes in Toyland, and I had to do a pirate.
Let me hear that pirate.
Well, I can't do it anymore. But in 5th grade, though, I can nail it. So maybe it's in there somewhere.
I don't even know what kind of pirate this is. You go, hello, puppet. I don't know. Hello. It's probably not even pirate-ish. I don't know.
No, that's it. It's from Pirates in the Caribbean. And we actually had that gentleman on the show.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And I got him to say that.
Hello, puppet. That's right. That's all I got for pirate talk.
That's pretty good, though.
All right. Maybe.
That's terrific. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if you have ever been to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina.
South Carolina, I have not.
Yeah, West Virginians love Myrtle Beach, but there's a miniature golf, and for we used to take the kids there every year, but so for the last 20 years or so, they on their sign it just says "Lo Poppet."
Oh my God.
And then it's got every
so
year
funny.
everybody's doing the impersonation.
Oh my God. Also, this is a common thing I see. Not original, Brigitte. No.
That's pretty good. So have you done any other video games?
No, I've been close to booking like leads on a few, but you know, you never know with that.
No.
I've done, no, I don't, oh no, I have done another video. Oh my God, look at this. I think I did one called Crackdown or something like that.
Oh, Crackdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but
Me
Brett
really-
mentioned that one too.
me
Crackdown.
either. It's all good. I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I play my video games through Brett.
Yeah.
Because he thinks one of his ideas for a YouTube channel would be to film me playing these video games because it would be horrible. So far, I have resisted that one.
I think you should give it a go. It might be fun. You know, I'm sure you get a lot of laughs.
Well, I don't know about that. I think
gosh.
people would laugh for a second and then get tired of me real fast.
You never know because you're so in the moment that you're like, you know, you're like doing stuff and people move weird when they're like losing, you know, it's like it's a very real thing, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you played Trace on Star Wars,
Trace
the Clone
Martez,
Wars.
yes.
Yeah, which was a new character that came into this newest season that we've been waiting on forever. It took them forever to come out with a new
Which
season.
was pretty epic. It was a beautiful
yeah. It was a really good arc. Yeah, it was really good. So, you know, when Joseph said, "Hey, I'm gonna send her over to you," I was like, "Great." He's like, "Yeah, she's on Fear of the Walking Dead." I was like, "Terrific." And then find out that you played Trace. That's pretty exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a small world.
So here's the question from Brett, because Trace is still out there. So do we get to see a live action version of Trace on one of these Disney shows that are, you know, they're doing all these Star Wars shows?
Man, oh man. Gosh, I wish I had an answer and I wish I could share the answer.
Brett, she knows.
You know, it's like once you're in the Star Wars world, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really all I can say. Gosh.
So, but it's safe to say that you would be open to that.
I mean, oh my Lord, if somebody asked me from Lucasfilm to, you know, jump on board to do Trace live, I'd be ecstatic.
Well, I mean, who else could possibly do her? You're Trace.
I am Trace.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wear a little wig if you need me to, you know, because
they can fix all that up. Yeah, they have to give you the funky hair, but they can do that.
Funky hair. It's so funny. People made so much fun of that hair. And I remember the first time I saw my hair, I was like, wow, that's an interesting, you know, hair on that head. All right, well, I guess we'll work with that. But I got it. I understood what they were trying to do, and I felt like it captivated Trace in a way, and it was really original. So yeah.
But she was a pilot. I could totally
be a pilot. Yeah.
You could totally be a pilot, mechanic, whatever they need. There you go. We got to see Trace on. Let's see. I'm terrible with the timeline, but Clone Wars. I mean, we've got Ahsoka that's getting her own show.
This is true.
Right? And you've also got The Mandalorian, which is in that time period.
Oh my gosh, Mandalorian's so good.
So good. But I mean, there's two right there that you could do.
This is 100% true. I mean, now that Dave knows me.
I know, and I get it. You're not allowed to say whether or not anything's happening or not. You got to keep that secret because as fans, we want to know, but we also want to be surprised. So that's a fine line.
I know.
But if that comes to fruition, you got to break it here. You got to come here and break the news.
Okay,
that's you're allowed. You got to.
I'll do it here. If that happens, I'll do it here.
I don't want to see this stuff on Facebook saying there's Brigitte. She's going to be in The Mandalorian. I'm going to be like, now daggone it. She was supposed to break that on this show.
Like, she did not commit to her word. What the heck?
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm pretty committed. I'd let you know for sure.
All right. That's exciting though. It's of all the characters they have to choose from. I mean, they specifically made, Trace and her sister for the Clone Wars, and it really, they're spinning off the Bad Batch, which can also be. I think that one's animated, but there you go. You do the voiceovers, you can show up again. I think we're going to see Trace. I'm calling it here. I've talked myself into it.
Thank you. I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it's happening. It
makes sense.
I think it makes sense. I mean, it's. I don't see how anybody could deny it. Once this interview gets out, the phone's going to start ringing. So,
all right,
watch out. Yeah,
thanks, guys.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. So talk a little bit about your role on Fear of the Walking Dead.
So I play Rachel on Fear the Walking Dead, and I don't know if you guys have had Isaac on this podcast yet.
No, we haven't had. I'd like to have Isaac.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll connect you with him.
Yeah, connect us, please. Yeah, I'd love to have him.
Yes.
It's we have had probably a dozen or so from the Walking Dead, but you and Joseph are the only ones that we have had from Fear of the Walking Dead.
From Fear of the Walking Dead.
We need more.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's his name's Michael, actually, so I'll definitely reach out to him and let him know. But I think it originally Rachel, she came in to be kind of she was her and Isaac, like he was her backbone, she was his backbone, and then he's taken, obviously, in this episode. They didn't write this in, like they didn't show it, but at least for my backstory, Rachel ends up killing him because she's a zombie now, so she knows he has to go. And I felt like they didn't cover that enough, and I thought it would have been really a lot more powerful and harder to watch. I remember when I knew that was what happened, I always wondered why they didn't have a scene that showed that. I felt like it would have been really effective.
You want it to be like gut wrenching.
Hard to watch. A woman that loves this man that's about to that just birthed their child, have to kill the man that she spent her life with, and especially going through this. I mean, like going through this pandemic is kind of, it's obviously not parallel, but like to think that somebody you love, you'd have to like pull the plug on them, and it's like
that's right.
For me, it's kind of similar, right? If I'm making it real life. So she ends up surviving, and they named the daughter Morgan because Isaac wanted to name her Morgan, of course, because he has a hard role. And and so she ends up surviving, and I feel like Morgan, Lenny's character Morgan, takes on the responsibility of caring for Rachel and baby Morgan, and so we just see it. Obviously there's some episodes we haven't seen yet, and I can't talk about them. But, we see at least in the first two that sense of, okay, well, I have someone I have to care for now because thanks to her husband, I'm alive. And that sense of responsibility and commitment to Rachel. And then we kind of continue to see more of that throughout. And that's probably all I can say. Dang it.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, but that's pretty awesome. So did you get to be a zombie, or was it just into that?
No. There wasn't even, I don't even think there was a hint of that. I think when the writing originally in the first episode, as far as I understood, I had to kill my husband to be able to, survive, and so he wouldn't hurt us.
So he wouldn't hurt you. Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard when
they need to show that. I'm with you. Let's go back. It's like we could just, people love the extra scenes. Let's just film that. There should be, at some point, there's bound to be time for a flashback. Let's just see.
Right? That would be so good. But, I know that editing and everything happens the way it needs to happen for the show to move. Right. But yeah, that was my understanding when I read the sides, that I had to stop him. And it just felt like such a grounded and loving character to bring into the family. And now with this, it's a responsibility to have a child around. So, and help the child survive, and especially for Morgan, I feel like it was a big weight on him. kind of one of those like blessings in disguise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it symbolized a beginning, and it symbolized purity, like being pure, having a sense of hope in this
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
chaotic, broken world. So I felt very fortunate to have booked Rachel. My sides were nothing like what I actually ended up getting. So I had this understanding that my scenes were so different. My scene was so different. It was long, and when I auditioned, and then when I actually got on set and they had given me the sides a few days before, I was like, whoa, okay, what happened here? All right. But great writing. I mean, all around, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but all those Walking Dead shows are so well done.
Yeah.
That's really good.
A big family. They all are like, working with them, you feel like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. Everyone's so respectful and appreciative and kind and loving and supportive. It's really a treat.
Everybody that we've had on from one of those shows has said the same thing. That it's just really like a family type of atmosphere.
It really feels great. I mean, I attribute it a lot, obviously, to the executive producers, Mikey, Frank, but I also feel like the ADs are a big part of that, and just everyone that they book. It's almost like, and that they bring on board to the project, no matter what job they have, is a very caring. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome. I love how passionate you are about the roles that you've played. I mean, it sounds like you really get into them. That's neat.
Yeah, right. I guess it's my job. I think it's what I have to do. So
I just learned, and people listen to the show probably get tired of me saying that, but I just learned in the last few months what a side was. So
sides for for auditions. Oh, okay. Or you're
yeah. So we're producing a little audio drama, and we did it remotely, but we're working with actors, and we had to send them sides, and I had no clue what that was, but now I know.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I've learned.
You're getting the lingo.
Getting the lingo. And do you prefer doing the auditions virtually, or do you like them in person where you can kind of interact?
I like sending my original perspective on how I see the scene and the character via like filming it at home and sending it, via WeTransfer or Vimeo. And then I do like meeting people, and I think that there's something powerful about being in a room, seeing the energy of the person, because it's something that you are able to grasp. I do think you can do it via like Zoom and things like this, but I do like going in the room for like the callback or for the chemistry read, and I also like touching people. I mean, not like I don't touch people when I'm in the room, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I got you. Yeah.
If it's an actor that I'm working with, like being able to like grab their arm, or I don't know, like connecting a little bit. Yeah. A little bit more than just sometimes it's weird with Zoom. Like you have an eye line here, and then the actor, like even if you pin it, sometimes they're distracted or it's just not the same. Like you're a little bit more under pressure when you're in the room with the person, and also you're a little bit more committed because you're here.
That's right.
That's my perspective on it.
Yeah. So. Are you a perfectionist when you're doing the tapes by yourself? Do you do them a ton of times before you pick one, or do you just knock it?
I mean, it depends. If it's like something like if I had to be like English, and I'm like, this is not my cup of tea. I'm obviously, this isn't my strength. So then I'd probably kind of do it over and over until I felt.
It seems like you've got it down pretty well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to just go with the flow, whatever the vibe is. Sometimes, there's characters that you really feel close to. You feel like that happened to me with Rachel. When I auditioned for Rachel, I said it was an open ethnicity. It was like they were looking at a range of ages, and I thought, well, I know I'm going against all types of people right now, but I really feel like I understand this character. And it doesn't happen all the time. You don't get characters like that all the time. But when you get them and when you feel right about them, almost always it aligns, you know? So
Yeah.
so that's how I feel. I'll get a lot of auditions and I'll be like, well, that ain't gonna work out. Oh, hell, I wouldn't book me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, don't book me. Please don't book me. Because I don't know what's gonna happen when I get to set. So yeah, that happens too. But yeah, I think it's about the glove fitting, right?
Yeah,
Fitting
yeah,
right.
for sure. Tell me about Thumper.
Thumper. Okay, so Thumper was actually one of the first projects I booked in LA, and it was with one of my favorite casting directors, and she became a dear friend after that. Jessica Sherman, who's just a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has this nonprofit organization for breast cancer awareness and
Oh,
supports
yeah.
research, and she does this huge fundraiser event. Uh, anyway, sidetrack. So Thumper was kind of like the first big project I booked in LA, and I met this group of wonderful people. I was originally going out for the role of Gina, uh, but at the chemistry read, you know, you could feel it. You could feel like I didn't feel like the right fit with Eliza
Right.
Taylor. And so I remember walking out and saying, damn, I don't think I'm gonna get this. Just because of the vibe, you know, you can
Yeah.
feel energetically what everyone's feeling. It's that's what I like about
You
them.
know.
Yeah. But they did write me in as Rhonda, and they kind of extended my role, and I was still part of the gang. And I met, you know, awesome people, and it was a really lovely indie to be a part of. And everyone that worked on that was also great peeps. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that has to be rewarding to get a part written in because they obviously really liked you. You just get fit in that one particular role.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty great. So what haven't you done that you would like to do? I know you want to do some action stuff.
Yeah, I want to do action films, and then my dream and video games. I mentioned I want to be a lead on a great video game.
You need to be a lead on a video game.
Yes. Yeah. Good juju. So I really want to be I want to have my own cop show. I want to be like the best Latino cop out there.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that, you know, I align with that project, or that I end up writing it with my husband. We're both creatives as well. So we'll see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the writing your own. That's what you need to be doing during these slower times. Of course, you haven't been very slow, but
yeah, I've been fortunate, but yeah, no, and there's a little more time.
Have you got to play a police officer in anything yet?
I have not yet. I can't really talk about it. Another one. God, I can't talk about it.
You see how I'd keep digging till I unearth them.
I know.
That's the experienced interviewer.
Damn, I can't say anything about it because they told me actually recently, do not talk about anything until we give you until we send out the email.
Yeah.
So yeah, but on film, for TV, I have not been able to do that yet, and I really feel like that'll be a great opportunity for me as far as like work goes, because I feel like I have kind of that commanding personality, and I feel like I just feel like it's a role that would work well.
We need a female detective show, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, and like where she's not afraid at all. Like she's badass but still cool, but still dealing with something that's breaking her inside, you know. But she puts it down because she needs
You may need to write it.
Right? So
and then if you need additional voices, hello. Here. I'm ready.
If I need a voice from where is it again? West Virginia?
West Virginia.
If I need one specific voice from West Virginia, I know who to call.
That's me.
That's you, Michael.
That's me. So I'll tell you a quick story, and then I'll shut up and we'll wrap up. So I got to be on one of those ghost hunter shows, right?
Oh, cool.
So they came to interview a friend of mine that had a house that was supposed to be haunted, and we grew up kind of playing in this house. It wasn't haunted, not even close.
They lied.
But well, yes.
Oh my
Which isn't,
God.
it's not giving anything away because I've already said many times that I completely lied. So they interviewed his family, right? But they had to have somebody outside the family, I guess, to verify the story. So I got to be on, that was me. I got to be on camera for about a minute and a half. And
how did you feel?
Well, nervous, but I got through it. I told the story, right? I told the story, and
good.
But so my name, it listed my name, and then under it, it just said childhood friend. So I took that, and I ran with it. Everybody I know was putting that into memes, and I'm always sticking stuff up, childhood friend. So if you do it, so I'm saying all of that so that when you do your cop show,
okay,
I want to be childhood friend in the show.
Okay, I knew you were gonna do that. Oh my gosh.
And I only want to do it friend. So everybody that actually knows me will be like, "Oh,
it's childhood friend.
He's back!"
Wow. Oh my God, we'll do a whole story, a whole episode on this house where some kind of crazy murder was committed, And then he's like, that ties in the entire season, something outrageous.
Yeah, whole thing. Childhood friend.
And it all leads back to you, the childhood friend. Great.
That's all I ask. Is that too much to ask? It's all I ask.
It really isn't. And you gave me something. It's like,
just an entire season wrapped around me. That's all I ask.
Yeah. That's all you ask. No ego. What are you talking about?
No. It's not about ego. It's just about what I deserve.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
I love it. So good.
Brigitte, thank you. This has been terrific. I knew you were going to be just wonderful, and you were even better. You're so nice and so talented. Everything I've seen you in, which I forgot to mention one, I did see you in an episode of Mom. I saw you in that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Pretty sure. Yeah. So that's pretty great. I kind of feel like you're just getting started. Like your career is just starting out. We're going to see so much more from you.
Thank you.
You probably already know that and just can't talk about it, but
right. I have my own NDAs with myself,
Yeah. I think it's.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
I'd love to tell you, but I'm under an NDA. I think I'm going to start saying that to people, just for whatever they ask. I want to talk about it, but
you can say it at family get-togethers. I'd love to tell you, but I'm just under this, real strong NDA.
NDA.
Sorry.
I want to. It feels up to me.
But you see, my wife and I, we signed this NDA. So. Great.
But before you go, is there anything that you have upcoming that we can keep an eye out for that you're allowed to mention?
Just what I mentioned earlier, the Old Ways film that'll be out in it should be out, I think, by the summer on a pretty big streaming service. So just check it out, support it if you can, and especially if you like horror. And
the trailer's out there. The trailer is out there.
Yeah, check it out and see what you think. It's a folk horror film, which is kind of different.
Yeah, that's different.
So I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah. That's all I got.
I know. I'm really excited to see that one, so I can give you my critique on the action sequences. Let's see how you do, because you didn't get to prepare. You jumped right in.
Oh no, there was I booked it on like a Thursday. Friday they were finalizing contract. Monday we started filming. It was pretty insane.
That's pretty rushed. Or do you work out just in general? Do you have a favorite type of workout?
So I do. Obviously, I love yoga. I love high interval training a lot. I used to do bikini fitness, which was, you do like heavyweight training.
That's really neat. That is not easy.
No, and it takes a lot of discipline. So before I started eating kind of more plant-based, I used to do like very strict diet, like, you know, the chicken or the fish, like mahi because it's lower in fat, with sweet potato, vegetables. So I was kind of on a stricter diet, but then I started eating less meat, more fruits and vegetables, and
Right.
I felt like it didn't really, I didn't have to work out as hard. I just kind of had to maintain
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my workouts. So everything's kind of changed, but I'm definitely very athletic, and I love it. And I rebound, something that a lot of my friends make fun of me for, but I love rebounding. Jumping on my mini trampoline, I do it every day for 10 to 15 minutes, and I swear it keeps me young and happy.
That's
I'm
pretty
convinced.
awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good for you too. Like, I wish I could be the spokesperson for mini trampolines. Like, I love it that much. I would be the spokesperson.
I'm sure
Like,
somebody needs a commercial.
come on, people, let me
Yeah.
help you sell
That's
your
right.
mini
Come on.
trampolines.
Come on.
Come
Did
on.
you did you play sports in high school?
No, I danced because of musical
Oh, you're
theater and all
dancing.
that.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah.
dancing. Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
and I did taekwondo
awesome.
a little bit, like to yellow belt, but then I realized I was there for the wrong reasons. I was there for the boys. So, you know, at least I can be honest about it.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. I'm sure you picked up a little bit that'll help you with your action sequences in the future.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like probably like stuff like
So,
that.
so last thing before you go, where can we find you on social media?
So my Instagram is Brigitte Kali Canales. It's a girl like with a black pink shirt looking over. That's me. So you can follow me there. I'm not as active on Twitter, but I am gonna pick it up on my Twitter.
Yeah.
And I think you can also. I think that's it. No, actually, I think that's it. That's right about it.
That's pretty
Twitter
good.
and
That's pretty good. No, no TikTok.
I don't have TikTok. No,
Yeah,
I don't. I
can't
feel
figure
like
it out.
it'll just consume me. I love those little dance things, and like to figure out one dance, it takes me like, you know, a long time. So so I just decided to stay away.
I got it because they were saying it was going to disappear. So I was like, well, maybe I better download it just in case. So I did that. But the only person that I follow on there is Brett. That's it.
That's great.
That one, I'll stay in my lane. You know, Facebook, you know, I'm starting to get Instagram a little bit. Twitter, I can understand. But some of these newer ones,
yeah, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And they last like a split second. It's like they're smaller and smaller intervals now. You know, the attention span's so small. It's just like
So
you
small.
blink and they've moved on. I don't get
it.
Crazy. Well, Brigitte, thank you so much. This has been
Michael.
a wonderful time for me. And please do come back when you know, when you can let us know some of the great things that I know is going on. I know you're holding back.
Thank you so much. I'll happily come back and update you guys on a bunch of other great stuff, God willing. So thank you so much for having me, and thank you guys for you know, checking out the interview and tuning in, and just so much love to all of you, and stay healthy, please. Stay healthy and safe. All right.
All right, Brigitte. Yeah, thank you so much. Hold on one second. I'm going to pause. All right, so that was Brigitte Kali, and she was awesome. That was a lot of fun, and even just when she was emailing, we were emailing back and forth about her coming on the show. She was the best, just so nice and positive and excited. You know, you could feel the excitement coming through the email, which isn't easy to do. And she was just like that in person, just a wonderful person and interview, and such a talented actress, both with the voiceovers and in person. And I meant what I said. I do think we'll see her in a lot of stuff. I'm sure we'll see her starring in something soon. And I kind of got the feeling we're going to see her in some type of Star Wars show at some point, whether it's live action or she's reprising the voiceover, and, you know, maybe the Bad Batch, something. I don't know. I gotta, you can mark it down. I said it first. We're going to see more of her in the Star Wars universe. Well, that was terrific. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening, for watching. We appreciate that. We do not take you for granted. if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, you can find us under MeisterCon. You can look at the website, meistercon.com. Brett has just some hilarious blog posts on there that I know you'll love. He's such a talented writer. So check those out. If you want to help the show, we're in our podcast studio. We're still renovating, which is why I've got the background up. If you want to help us out, it's patreon.com/MeisterCon. We'll give you some early access and some free material for your trouble. So until next time, thank you all very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.